My lovers, we have a message. Not sure who's coming through today. I don't think it's your Metal King though. Just saying. But you guys will be the judge. You'll tell me. So I'm not going to delay. I'm going to get into this. I meant to explain to you guys about Sharon, but I want you all to do that research, okay? So Sharon's going retrograde. So I want you guys to do that research. That's Chiron. So it's going to be a powerful time for inner wound healing. So that inner child healing, that's Sharon's forte. So a lot of big shifts are going to happen in people's lives, including the person that you're watching this for. So, you know, all their behavior thus far is because of their inner core wounding. So if this is healed, at least to an extent where they can be functional instead of dysfunctional, this is going to greatly impact your connection, okay? So I want you guys to go and do that little research because I don't have time to get really into it today. I'm not late for work, but if I delay too much, because this is going to be an extended message, I could be, okay? All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed Metal King yesterday. Wasn't it wild that Metal King was the first card that came out? I told you it was going to be a message about Metal King, right? Anyway, let's see who's coming through to talk here today. Who's coming through to talk? A prostitute. What is this? I have nothing against prostitutes, by the way. Just saying. But it's a light aspect though. So let's see what that says. Accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of spirit. So this person, yes, they are a survivor, but they're not going to do anything unethical or disingenuous to survive. They will do what they have to do, but whatever they're doing, it's going to be ethical. It is going to be according to the book. It's going to be legal. So this is a person of integrity, okay? What else? Rebel in reverse, the shadow aspect. Let's see what this is. Rejects legitimate authority out of anger. Rebels out of peer pressure or fashion. So this is someone that's slightly immature here, right? So they could be very impulsive, have issues with authority. So if they feel that someone is impinging on their freedom, or they feel trapped in any way, they tend to assert their independence in very dysfunctional ways. So one of the ways that they might do this, they might have a lot of options. Just to let you know what your place is. You are not tying me down. I'm a rolling stone kind of way. Or they might not show how much they care, because that's a kind of entrapment for them, you know? Let's see. I'm going to get about 6 cards because I really want to be certain who's coming through here. So there's a rebel. There's a rebel without a cause. Why they're rebelling, they probably don't even bloody well know. But very immature and very prone to peer pressure. So they allow other people to influence them as well. As much as they like to rebel, they're not rebelling against their friends, right? And then we have hermit in reverse. I'm getting the feeling this is someone who lives an unexamined or a life of that doesn't where they don't do reflection or introspection. They're operating reptilian brain and they're reacting out of instinct. They're not seeing the far-reaching effects of their actions. It's all instinctive in the moment. So they're lashing out. And they've not thought about, okay, what am I trying to achieve here? You know, it's just out of fear. Out of fear. And it's like a wounded dog. And you come to help it. But there's so much fear that when you reach out your hand for comfort, they just lash out. This person is very much the same thing. They're wounded. So you're reaching out your love. They don't understand what you're trying to do. They think you're just trying to hurt them and they just lash out. They don't think, they're reactive. This is a reactive person. So what it says here, shadow attributes. Withdraws from society out of fear or negative judgments of others, refusing to help those in need, right? So this person, they don't withdraw to introspect, they withdraw to protect self. Because they just operate in that instinctive mode. I think maybe they were hurting their childhood really badly. So there's this warped view of the world, that the world is a horrible place. And that they're constantly under attack and everybody has ulterior motives. Because they're like that, you see. They always have ulterior motives, so they expect that everybody else is going to have the same. Okay, and I'm getting a victim here. It's Martha, but it's the shadow attribute. So addiction to self-pity. Why me? Why is this happening to me again? But not seeing how they have manifested and sabotaged most of their relationships because of their warped perception of the world. And that's a perception from our childhood. They learned early on in childhood that the world is a dangerous place. Okay? And that everybody is trying to hurt them. Maybe they were betrayed by a family member or close friend, whatever it is. So they just see, the world is full of bad people that just want to hurt me. I'm going to get 7 cards because that's the color of the why am I saying the color? Oh, because I saw the purple here. The color of the divine. 7, because I'm getting divine intervention here. So I'm going to get 7. So this is how you're going to know if this message is for you. If this sounds like your person, and this is how you're going to know. Okay. Whoa. So we have a knight. So this is a rescuer, right? They love to rescue people. Loyal, romantic, and chivalrous, a love of honor. So this person, there is honor, there's integrity. And we saw that with the lighter aspect of prostitute. So they like to rescue, they like to rescue others, and sometimes at the detriment of their own self. And they may even stay in contracts or commitments that are not for the highest good because they feel that they need to be accountable that way. And they put their obligations in front of their own well-being. Whoa, this person's falling apart. All right, let's see what else. What else can we find about the person that's coming through? Now this is going to be an extended message. So right now we're looking at who's coming through to deliver the message. We're going to look at the backstory between you guys, and then we're going to see how they're viewing you right now. And then the extended, we're going to look at how they feel. What are they hiding from you? What they want to say to you. The 3D self. What does the 3D self want to say to you? Then what does the 5D self want to say to you? And then potential actions towards you. We have judge. What is this about? Offering only destructive criticism. Misusing business, legal, or criminal authority. So there's a dark side. So this person vacillates between the dark and the light, right? So what do? Because they're afraid that people are going to hurt them, they hurt people first. And one of their most powerful weapons is their words. So they're going to cut you down to size because they want to attack your self-esteem. Because they have a poor self-image and low self-esteem and no self-love. They want you to feel exactly how they feel. Vulnerable. And then we have, I told you, we have a rescuer. Rescue in reverse. So I'm getting the rescue to stroke their ego. Let me see what it says. Assume that the rescued will reciprocate. Keeps the rescued one needed. So this is someone who needs to be needed. They like the damsels in distress. They don't like any independent people, okay? They like people who are dependent on them because it strokes their ego. And as long as somebody's dependent on them, they can pull the strings. So it's a power play. They're able to flex their power by keeping people dependent on them, especially those who are vulnerable. So there's a very dark side to this. All right, so let's look at your backstory now. So if this sounds like your person and this backstory that I'm about to tell sounds like you guys, then this is your message. Okay, so apparently that wanted to come out, so we're going to entertain that. Okay, so let me tell you what's happening with your person. There are 2 messages here. Now, this is a sun card, and it also says awakening. This person's psyche is awakening to love. It says here, Cupid, and says psyche, right? So there's a love connection. But this person's psyche, their self, their soul, their being, even their personality, is awakening to love, Cupid. Okay, that's what's happening. They're seeing the light. This is a 19. This is a sun card. They're seeing the light. So it doesn't look like there's a backstory. They're seeing the light. Or they saw, okay, that's the message. They saw the light. When they saw you, it was like they felt something deep inside. I forgot it was a backstory. But I'm getting there. This is when the awakening started. So when this person saw you, they felt something inside that they never felt before. There was a recognition. There was a recognition. There's something here. They saw this. There was a recognition. You were like this light that came into their life, and you awakened something inside of them that was long dead. But they didn't know what it was, because they had been shrouded in darkness for a long time. They couldn't recognize what it was. They couldn't recognize that it was love. So what did they do? They ran. They picked up their little bundle and they ran. And they thought it would be okay. Because, I mean, they've been in this position before where they didn't have you in their life. They'll be okay. They never expected to feel so abandoned. They didn't expect to feel so cold. This is the 5 of Pentacles. So it's about being left out in the cold. They didn't expect to feel so distressed. They didn't think that you could have such a great impact on them in so little time. They didn't expect to feel this. They didn't expect to feel like they're in the wilderness. So they walked away, you walked away, but they didn't expect to feel bereft, deserted, and impoverished. They didn't expect you to walk away. They didn't think that their mind wasn't on commitment. Their mind just wasn't on commitment. It never crossed their mind. Commitment, what's that? Their mind wasn't on commitment. And maybe that's why you walked away or they walked away. They didn't want this commitment. They didn't want commitment. They didn't want anybody to hold them down. They're a rolling stone. I remember the world is a dark and dangerous place. They didn't want anybody to hold them down. There's a 5 of Wands and the 4 of Wands reversed. They didn't want anybody to hold them down. They didn't want to be committed to anyone, so they ran. They ran. They just didn't expect that when they did run away from this connection that they would feel that lack of love in their life. They didn't expect that. That took them by surprise. They didn't recognize how much your light affected them until they walked away. And that's when they really felt empty. 9 of Cups reverse. They felt empty because they got a glimpse of what love could be and what love felt like. And when it left, or they left, or they disconnected from this love, they felt empty. That's when they realized that they had no self-love. That's when they realized they had nothing inside. They felt absolutely empty. And that's how they recognize that they've been living half a life all this time. All this time they weren't really living. They were having experiences, but they weren't really living. They might have been doing very well in the material world. We have this King of Coins. They might have been financially stable, but they weren't really living. They didn't have love. They didn't have love for self, and they didn't have love for anyone else. They were very much engrossed in the material world, and they used their big pentacles. They got the big pentacle, and they used it as a shield so that nobody could reach them. They didn't want to think about it too much. They didn't want to think about their life too much. We have this Hermit here, but it's in reverse. So they were accustomed to a life, I told you, no introspection, no thought about why do I do the things that I do. They were just operating out of instinct. That's all. No inner reflection. And that's why they weren't able to accept this cup of love that you were offering them. They didn't think that they needed it. They didn't think that they needed it. They couldn't even recognize it for what it was. They couldn't. They couldn't recognize it for what it was. What is that? It feels weird. They couldn't recognize love. They're just refusing to look deeper, to look beyond the surface, because if they look beyond the surface, then they would have to dredge up all those memories from their past. And they didn't have the spiritual strength to do that. I'm getting the sense that this person was deeply wounded in childhood, and then in the ensuing years, because of their self-sabotage, all their traumatic experiences just reinforced what was laid in the foundation. So there was no way they were going to face their inner wounding. That was too much. They would have a breakdown, because a lot of them might have been neglected, might have been abandoned. This is starting to sound like Metal King, quite frankly. Might have been abandoned. Some of them might have been sexually abused. So that betrayal is, yeah, I'm getting true shivers. So that betrayal was already deep in their psyche, right? Oh my gosh, they're giving it to me. That betrayal was already deep in their psyche. So they repressed all those emotions. They repressed all those experiences. And they've been operating in instinct, not knowing that they were being driven by all these fears from the past and all these experiences, right? What do we have here? This is the hope card. But in their heart was always hope. In their heart was always hope that somebody would come along that will love them for them. See, there was always hope. This card here in the heart. There was always hope. So they may have come across as very harsh and brash on the outside, not caring, but in their heart, deep in their soul, there was always hope that someone would come along and prove them different. But because they were self-sabotaging, they couldn't even recognize that love that they wanted. But there's always this hope. They always had this hope. There's somebody who's going to come along to love me that won't be like the rest. But when that person come along, they couldn't even recognize it, because they had been so far from grace. You can't recognize what you never had. So they always had this hope inside. Never told anyone about it, didn't even want to admit it to themselves. But they always wanted somebody to prove them wrong, to show them that the world isn't such a horrible place. They always had that hope inside. Whoa, what the hell is that? Okay. Let's see. Judgment. But now they're awake. Now they're awake. And you know why they're awake? Because they're under divine judgment. Because they took you for granted, didn't recognize the love, they've been under divine judgment. So they might have even lost finances and become impoverished. And now they're feeling like crap. They don't even think that they're in your league right now. They don't. They're only now recognizing that this is a precious love. So that's why they're coming forward. They're coming forward to speak their truth to their love, because they're finally woken up and it took judgment to make them see the light. So right now what they're coming to do is coming to offer you justice. Whatever's unbalanced between you guys, they're coming forward to offer you justice right now. They want to balance off that scale because they got their karma. That's what made them wake up. They got their karma. They were operating unconsciously for such a long time. But karma is a bitch, and karma showed them what they were doing. Okay, so what we're going to look at now, we're going to look at their headspace. So what are they thinking about you now? So we know for sure, we know from before that they didn't recognize who you were. They did not. They did not recognize who you were because you cannot recognize what you've never had. They didn't recognize who you were. So what are they thinking about you now? Somehow I never seem to cut this deck, you know. I always forget. What are they looking at? They're feeling foolish. They're feeling foolish. And the reason why they're feeling foolish is that they regret not taking that leap of faith when they had the chance. So they're feeling foolish right now. And they know that now is definitely not the right time. They're trying to make a choice in love. So we have Aries energy here. We have Gemini with the Lovers. They're trying to make a choice in love right now because they're recognizing the divine connection here. Right? They're recognizing the divine connection here. Archangel Raphael. Well, it could be Michael because Michael's in charge of twin flames and lovers, right? Anyway, I think it's Raphael though. What are they thinking? When they think about you, this connection, what are they thinking? Yeah, they're thinking that they want to offer you something because they're seeing your value right now. They're still a bit guarded. They're afraid of being hurt. You see, look at where this pentacle is. Whole heart is closed off, right? But they want to offer you something because they're recognizing your value right now. So this is a Page of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. Yeah. And they know to do that, they have to walk away. They have to walk away from third parties. Whatever structures they've built with third parties, they have to walk away. So we have this Eight of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. Feeling a lot of Cancer here with this moon. And we just had the moon in Cancer, didn't we? So they know they have to walk away from third parties. Whatever structures they've built with third parties, they need to say bye-bye. So this is what they're thinking about doing right now. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. They know then you're not entertaining them with their third-party bullshit. You told them what they can do with that. So they know this is serious business right now. And if you haven't told them what they could do with their third-party bullshit, I suggest you to tell them what they can do with that third-party bullshit. Because you have to change the energy. If you want something different, you have to change the energy in the relationship, okay? Once one person changes the energy, the whole connection will change. So yeah, so there they are. They're looking at this. Can I manifest this? They want to fight for this now. They're seeing this. They're seeing the potential in this plant. And they're ready to fight for it. This is the warrior. He's gearing up for battle. More moon energy here. So this could be definitely after that Cancer moon. It ignited them. So that's Leo, Sagittarius, Aries energy there. Yeah. So here they are. Trying to manifest this connection. But also still trying to control this connection. Because you see when this magician appears in a love reading, it's still somebody trying to control. Okay, this is a Virgo. And this is what Virgos do. They control. I love Virgos, by the way. Father's a Virgo. My love is a Virgo. I love Virgo men. But you know, they're all about the control. They have to feel that control. So there they are, still trying to control things. Might still be trying to manipulate things, but they're really honestly and sincerely trying to manifest a new connection here. A new beginning in this connection. And something that's different from what they manifested before. Before they were just using manipulation and mind games, but now they recognize the only thing that's going to suffice, the only thing that's going to bring this connection together is the truth. And that they have to be authentic. All those mind games they were playing before, magician loves mind games because it's control. All those mind games that they were playing before just backfired. They recognize only the truth will do. And they know what the truth about? The truth about their love. These are the arrows of love. 8 of Wands. So they're thinking about coming towards you and telling you this truth. Because it's the only thing that is going to turn this connection around and manifest a new beginning. all that manipulation they were doing before, some of them were even working spells. Yes, your DM works spells as well, right? Trust me on this. Okay? Yeah, you didn't think so. Your person, they work their little magic. They do. So all the little manipulation that they were doing before and all that, trying to manipulate the elements, trying to do all kind of mind games, they've seen how it's backfired. So now here they are, trying to come towards you, trying to tell you the truth. And that's a big thing for them because they're a stranger to the truth. Oh, you didn't know that, right? Oh yeah, they lie. Pathological lies. Because the world is a dangerous place and they have to shaft people before people shaft them, right? That was the energy they were operating in. So part of that manipulation was lying. Okay? All right, so now we're going to go into the extended, and what we're going to look at, we're going to look at how are they feeling about you, that heart space. What's happening there in that little once cold heart. Then we're going to look at what are they hiding, what secrets do they have. And then we're going to look at what their 3D self wants to say, and then what their 5D self wants to say, and then potential actions towards you. So if you can't join me on Patreon, I thank you so much. I would love it if you just hit the like button, because that really helps me. You know, some people just don't have the money to, and that's okay. Just hit the like button and that will be donation enough. I thank you so much. Okay, bye.